Hello from the shore of Lake Michigan here on a cloudy day. I thought I would talk about my thought process for choosing the hybrid Sienna as a vehicle for travel, nomad life, etc. Kind of document my thoughts on that and the thought process of choosing it over something else. So let's check it out. Okay, first of all, a little disclaimer. There is no perfect vehicle or perfect situation, no exact right answer when it comes to what vehicle to choose to live out of. Only a series of compromises, pros and cons, if you will. So with that out of the way, let's get started. Now we're also going to assume that you're planning on life on the road, traveling and driving, versus perhaps going very minimalist, living out of a bag, doing Airbnbs, etc., and that type of nomad life. We're going to just limit our focus to a vehicle and driving. When I was thinking about doing this life, the first thing I thought of was an RV. And that comes with a whole set of other issues. You know, obviously, most likely more cost and most likely less flexibility. Maybe at some day I will transition to an RV, but for now, I wanted to be able to park anywhere and have the flexibility of, doing a campground if I chose, or just stealth parking. And with an RV, stealth parking is trickier. Also with an RV, depending on which one you get, you've got maybe a shower and a bathroom, which is great. But then you've got to deal with the gray water and the black water situation. And I just decided against that and went for a more streamlined approach using a van, or in this case, a minivan. Now with vans, there's many choices. There's the high top Sprinter style or Ford Transit, Dodge ProMaster, and of course all the build outs that you see on YouTube. And I did consider that. And those are really great, especially the ability to stand up and have more space. But again, the pros and cons, it comes with a cost. More gas, you're burning more gas, spending more money on gas with the bigger vehicle. And a little bit less stealth, you could consider that. Especially the bigger vehicles are tricky to park. They don't fit into, every parking space. So again, pros and cons here. I chose to go with a minivan size because it fits in any parking spot. And but again, the compromise, I'm not able to stand up and it's a tighter space. I can't bring as much stuff. So what the Sienna brings to the table, in addition to better gas mileage, especially with the new hybrid Sienna, which I purchased, is the climate control comfort. Now lately it's been hot here in Wisconsin and humid, so I've transitioned from heating the van overnight to using the air conditioner. And believe me, that was pretty nice last night with 100% humidity and the heat that we've been dealing with here. To have air-conditioned comfort all night long and a good night's sleep, to me, is important. Now, you might say, what about a Prius, a RAV4 hybrid, or even a Highlander hybrid? And I did check those out. The Prius just wasn't quite enough space for the stuff I wanted to bring, the bike, etc. I would have had to rack it on the outside. Now, it could work. But again, when I stretched out, I went to a dealership and checked out a lot of these vehicles, did test drives, etc. When I stretched out fully to sleep, the Prius was a little tight for me. I'm 6 feet. The RAV4 had a little more space and, of course, better ground clearance for off-road adventures, etc. Same with the Highlander. Again, even more space in the Highlander. But the way the seats folded down, they were on a bit of an angle. And then I thought about getting in and out all the time through the rear passenger doors. It's just a lot more comfortable in the Sienna because of the sliding doors in and out, for one, to say nothing of just simply more space inside. But nothing against the Prius, the RAV4, and the Highlander. I could have gone that route. And of course, shout out to the Prius for the original hybrid, the original Hotel Prius, all those videos that I've checked out on YouTube over the past couple years. So I'm a year into owning this vehicle. Have been on the road for the last month, full time, still working a job for another month or so. And do I have any regrets getting this vehicle? I would say no, not really. Now, it was expensive. It was $42K, and that is a lot of money. And as a result, I really do need to spend a few years traveling in this thing to really make it worth it. Prior to this, I was driving a Honda Element, which is a really cool vehicle, but it was getting up there in the miles, and of course there's no climate control in that. And most importantly, when I tried to stretch out in the Honda Element, it just wasn't quite big enough. I couldn't fully stretch out. I was trying to go diagonal in the back. And I did camp in that and travel with that for a few years, and I did enjoy it. In selling my house, I freed up some money and was able to buy new. Now, obviously, I know everybody can't do that, and $42K is a big chunk of cash. But I feel for the money spent, as long as I keep this and use it, drive it, and when I started figuring this out, I mapped out, like, for 200,000 miles, the gas mileage that I'd be getting and what I'd be paying, if it would be worth it. And I guess the bottom line for me right now is it is worth it. It's been going great. And I imagine the next, I don't know, maybe 5 or more years on the road with this to really make it pay off. Possibly even 10. I don't know if I can do that. And again, it's not a perfect vehicle. It's not a perfect situation. I'm showering, at the health club, so I'm kind of tied to those if I want to get a shower. I'm, stopping places to go to the bathroom. I'm doing some cooking, but probably not as much as if I had a bigger van, especially when the weather's bad. And I will say this, cooking in the rain is, no fun. And even high winds have been kind of a pain lately, trying to cook when it's super windy out. And with a bigger van, especially with a built-in kitchen, that would be a non-issue. You just kind of, close the doors or have some windows open for ventilation and you can cook. So I'm unfortunately not able to do that as I would in a bigger van. Again, compromises. There's no perfect situation. So at this point, I'm rambling a little bit here, but hopefully some of these ideas are resonating with you if you're going to make the choice to get into one of these Sienna hybrids. Mine's a 2021. Obviously, there's the 2022 model out, although I guess they're pretty hard to find right now. And there might be some different options that you choose. Mine is the LE all-wheel drive version with, I forget the name of the package, but I do have the sunroof and a few other odds and ends. Also, I did feel I had to go for the top Yakima rack for more storage for stuff, and mainly because I'm taking a bike along. And then, there's other stuff, biking clothes and helmet and whatnot. And I also want to have a guitar so I can continue to do music, which is how I got started on this YouTube channel. Okay, so with all that said, let me know your thoughts down below. If you feel this is a decent vehicle, a good choice for living nomadic lifestyle, or if you would choose something different. And of course, again, there's no perfect answer. All right, thanks for checking out this video, and we'll see you down the line.